Good morning. I'm Jess. I'm on the way to work. Work is a company called Fossey Taylor. We're a group of 4 different companies. We buy houses for clients, we do them up, we rent them out, and we mortgage them. And every week I answer your questions that clients send in. And this week I'm answering a question sent in by Simon. It's one of the fundamental questions. He says, why do you invest in property and do you invest in shares? That was the other question as well. And yeah, I think I've got a reasonably straightforward answer. The answer is no, I don't invest in shares actually. I have got all my eggs in the property basket. So why? Why do I think property investing is so great? Well, I'm starting from the premise that first of all, you should be investing, I think, in something. Yeah. Work hard, save your money, invest it in something. That's a time-honoured tradition, isn't it? And then the question is, where do you put it? Why have I chosen to put it in property? I think there are 5 key reasons. So 5 reasons to invest in property. The first one is that property prices, property values go up, capital growth. When you're looking to put your money somewhere, you will make more money if you can find something that not only brings you in an income, but brings you in capital growth as well. And property prices have gone up since records began. On average, property prices go up something like 7.4% year on year. If you annualize that, really nice figure, property prices double every 10 years. So that's great. We can do this, you know. Property, you get in, you keep it for the long term. Everybody's saying, yeah, property's a long-term investment. What do we mean by long term? Well, I'll put it in perspective. If you buy a £100,000 house and keep it for 10 years, it's then worth £200,000, and that's not bad. But if you keep it for another 10 years, it'd then be worth £400,000. If you kept it for another 10 years, it'd be worth 8. Obviously, there's inflation to go across that as well, but property prices do beat inflation by a long way. So yeah, the longer the better is the answer. So first reason, property prices go up. And I'm now imagining this, because I'm going to run through all 5 reasons. I'm now imagining this as a flow chart, a yes/no flow chart. And yeah, do you get these things from any other places? So yeah, do you get? Is there anywhere else where you can put your money and you can get capital growth? Of course there is. Yeah, definitely. So property is now in a group of a number of other places you could put your money. Second reason. You get an income. Where else can you put your money that's going to make you an income every month? Think of those places. Thought of any? Shares might be one of them actually. You know, you could get a dividend, but plenty of shares don't pay a dividend. Some people prefer to invest in a stock that doesn't pay a dividend, because if the management team actually knows what they're doing, they should believe in their business, and they should reallocate the capital to the same business, because it should work. Some businesses, you know, they've plateaued, they're a blue chip company, and they've actually got nowhere else to put their money. They just pay it out. So we now got a yes/no diagram. Where can you put your money? You want capital growth, you want income. Property is still, yes, it's got both the ticks, so we can still put our money in property. We might actually be thinking shares could be on there. So the question, Simon, yeah, very valid. Do I put money in shares? Incidentally, can a share lose half its price in an afternoon? Half its value? Honestly, they don't do that very often, but they can. Can a house? No. What's the biggest dip that a house has ever taken? I would say, someone's going to say, yeah, you could fall down and you could lose it all, of course, but you are insured for that. Typically, the housing market, even at the most severe crash, would go down by maximum 13, 14, 15%. That's it. And the proof of that is reason number 3. You can leverage. Everybody's going to have their own opinion how much of a loan to value they want to get. Right now is the good point to, the right point in the conversation to point out you don't have to leverage. Works really well if you don't. You know, buy a house, keep it, get some rent. Loads better than money in the bank. But if you can put some less of your own money into a property and get somebody else to fund the other bit, why not? Can you do that? Yes. Now we're looking at the yes/no thing. Where else can you do that? Can you do that with shares? Look at all the other things that have passed the first test, it goes up in value. The second test, you get some income. Now we're in a group of, I don't know, you might have thought of some others. I couldn't think of anything much other than shares. Can you get a mortgage on shares? No, you can't. Maybe if you're Lehman Brothers, but perhaps you shouldn't do that. So let's make that investment then. Let's say we've got 20 grand, we're going to buy 20 grand worth of shares, we're going to buy a £100,000 house with an 80% loan to value mortgage. Both markets go up 10%. You can see what's just happened. You made 2 grand on your shares, you made 10 grand on your house. Leverage is good. So, we've got 3 reasons. Capital growth, bring some money in, you get a mortgage. I'm pretty sure I've taught nobody anything new. It's pretty good. You know, most people should listen to this. I have seen, and this is sort of a little, I see it all the time. I see it all the time. 2 people in front of me, and one is let's say high-powered job, thinks about things, very analytical, asks me loads of questions, busy. Probably that's the key. They're busy, and they don't do this. They don't invest in property. Then I see somebody else who, honestly, they ask less questions. They trust us a bit more, which, you know, I'm not asking anybody to trust us. That's not what we're saying. But you know, they just say, well, we'll do this. Sounds like a good idea, and we do it. And they implement it relentlessly. They buy and buy and buy. And I put myself into this category. I'm not the smartest chap. I just get on with it. That's the biggest thing I've got going for me. I just get on with it. And I know that people much smarter than me, with bigger analytical brain, in a business that you know, a business or a job that earns loads more money than I ever could working, and they don't do this. And that other person, me, the other person sat next to me, who, you know, might be I don't know, shop floor worker, what, but somebody who just gets it and religiously implements and puts their money into it, and off they go. They beat that person with the big job, analytical, and with the money. They beat them over the long term if they implement these things. But anyway, so we'll cover first 1, 2, 3. You do that, you will be a millionaire. You do it religiously over a period of 10, 15, 20 years, it will work for you. But at Fossey Taylor, we have got a slightly better way, because that is slow. You're saving up a deposit, you're investing in a property, you're waiting for the capital growth, you're waiting for the income. It's not big numbers until you leave it for that 10, 20, 30 years, when 100 grand becomes 200 grand, becomes 400 grand. It works, it does work, but it's not quick, and most people want it a bit quicker. So we've got 2 other things to do. Reason 4, we always buy a bargain. Why would you not? We're a property investors, professional property investors. We're a company of 17 people there who buy houses, do them up, mortgage them, rent them out all day long. Why are we paying market value? We're not. We buy property, and we always get a bargain. Reason 5, always add value. So every house we buy it cheap, we add value, you've got a margin in the middle. You see builders doing it all the time. They flog the house, they make some money, you know, that's what they live on. They've taken their gain there and then. We don't do that. Instead of taking the gain, we remortgage the property, pull some money out. We've got none of our own money left in it eventually, you know, however long that takes. I mean, one of the big things that you'll hear people say, oh, I don't want to leave any money in property. Don't forget, you've always got the equity sat there. Always, that's your little money seed planted. So that sits there. Your deposit that you put into the property, and you've probably put a renovation into it, you get most of that back out. You've got some rent coming in, so eventually you'll get all of it back out. By the time you've got 3, 4, 5 properties, you'll be making more money every month than you're leaving in any property deal. So it's self-sustaining. We do that, and we do it relentlessly over and over and over again, and it just works. So that's what we do. That's why I put all my money into property. Every penny I earn, actually. I'm very frugal. I try and live on as little as I can, and I push it all into the property portfolio. I've got like a self-imposed rule that I live on a certain set of the percentage, and the only way I can live on more is to grow it more. That's just I guess that's my weird way of working, but that's me. So, thanks for listening. Send in your questions. I know that the IT guys, they'll be putting links, and depending where you're seeing this, whether it's a webinar or a video or whatever it is, because I know we send it out in a lot of different places, there'll be links, there'll be places to click, there'll be a little button on my nose or something. I don't know what you're going to do, Alfie, but get in touch, send us your questions, and we'll do our very best to answer them. Like I say, there's 17 people sat in the office. We buy houses, we do them up, we rent them, and we mortgage them. If you've got a question, we really shouldn't have one that you can't answer. So send in your questions and we'll get back to you.